Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number, 371, and happy holidays, and specifically, Merry Christmas. I personally feel like it is a Christmas miracle that Tiege Hanley did not get accepted into Target. And that is what I want to talk about today, because if we had, we literally could have been put out of business. And that is what I want to talk about first in today's vlog. I also want to answer some of your amazing business questions because there are a bunch of them. Guys, if you have a business question, down below, start it with business question and ask. Each week we get to some of them. But here's the deal. Target, I got to talk about it. So, as you may or may not remember, we were really hoping, Tiege Hanley as a business was hoping to get into Target. We prepared, we planned, we pitched, we put together an amazing product and plan for Target, and this is what we're going to sell, this is what we're going to do, we're going to come out with custom kits, we're going to have this, we will do whatever Target you want us to do if you just allow us to grace your amazing Target shelves, right? Because back then, earlier, right, Target was like the unicorn, right? That was the brand and the business that like everybody who was anybody wanted to be in terms of men's grooming. They were expanding and going crazy, building out this incredible selection of different brands. All my buddies were there, like Beard Brand and John at Strix. They were there, and they're not there anymore because Target is literally kicking everybody out who is not up to a certain level of annual sales, which Tiege Hanley would probably, for all intents and purposes, not been at. Okay, so let me, this is already a little bit all over the place. So, as you know, we at Tiege Hanley were really trying to get into Target. Target was like just they were like the golden goose, right? Because of what they were doing. They were really blowing up the men's space. And all of our advisors, all of the people that we talked to at Tiege Hanley, you know, when we were talking about possibly raising money and this and that, was you got to be diversified. You got to be in all these different channels. Target, you know, if you can get in there, you know, awesome. And they really wanted us or encouraged us to try to diversify. And if we had gotten into Target, back up a little bit more. There's so much to this that I'm trying to consolidate. So what happened was, we wanted to pitch Target. Once a year, basically, Target opens it up. Like, all right, you can pitch us. Like, give us what you got. And so we had this deck, we had this pitch. It was like a 20-minute pitch meeting, and we did a great job. But ultimately, Target was like, nah, we really don't think that people or our customers will spend X number of dollars for a system, right? And so knowing this going in, we at Tiege Hanley really were like, all right, you don't want this, we're going to give you everything. All the ideas, all the products, we were trying to create a brand or a business model that would allow Target to basically be like, yes, you know, sounds good. You want to offer two products together, it's a system and this and that. And so we literally jumped through every hoop we possibly could, only to have Target say, no, you're not good enough, or you're not ready, or whatever. They liked us, they liked our business, they liked our products, they liked us, but they didn't like us for Target at the time. But they're like, well, come back later. Well, something interesting has happened. As you guys may or may not know, you know, if you guys haven't been in a Target recently, it looks different in terms of the men's grooming like space, right? A year ago, if you went in there, it was amazing. They had all sorts of badass brands that you guys are all familiar with. And so they had tons of them, right? Well, one of the things that happened was they basically went to my buddy Eric at Beard Brand and were like, you know, because Beard Brand was in Target. And I know for a fact that it added a lot of money to their top line, right? And so it was a big hit. Whenever you get into one of these like big box retailers, it's a top line like awesome thing, right? Because they're going to put you in X number of stores. This is the minimum order. This is the quantity. Like it's millions of dollars, right? And so for Tiege Hanley, we really felt like, all right. And this was before we really like dialed in our acquisition game and our top funnel strategy like we're doing now, right? We're like, one of the ways for us to really grow our top line is to get into one of these amazingly big box retailers. And Target was like, no, that was the one that like everybody wanted. And when they came back and said, sorry, no, we were a little bit heartbroken. I know that when I talked to Kelly, he was a little bit depressed. And I said to him, I was like, look, like everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that. But because here we go, ready? Because if we had gotten into Target, we would have had to raise money. We would have had to find funding in order to fill the purchase orders. Because as it stood, Tiege Hanley didn't have the liquid cash or the credit with these vendors in order to sustain or help, basically to allow us to keep our current business rocking and rolling, but also to fund the new growth, right? Because it would have taken like millions of dollars in order to basically get all the products that we needed in order to, basically outfit or supply the Target initiative, right? We also, here's the other thing, because of what we're proposing, we would have needed to also offer new sizes, new packaging, new everything that was customized specifically for Target. If we had done that, and Target did what they did, which is basically kick every grooming company out that wasn't meeting a certain dollar amount, we would have been effed in a major, monster, catastrophic potential way. And just the other day, I was talking to Kelly, and I was telling him, like, yo, this person and this person that we're friends with, they got kicked out. And we were just talking, like, can you imagine? Can you imagine if we had gotten into Target? It would have, ruined. It could have potentially. We can't say because we don't know what the funding would have been or how we would have raised money or what we would have done, but we would have had to add staff and all sorts of things in order to basically execute on that type of initiative. It was a big, huge, it would have been a big, huge retail initiative that we would have had to manage and maintain and do. And plus, with COVID, we would have had to been ordering like extra and like in advance, just trying to think like, okay, well, if we're going to maintain this sale through, we literally would have been out of business. If we had gotten in Target and Target kicked us out like they did to a lot of these businesses, it could have literally ruined and put Tiege Hanley out of business. And so thinking about it that way, and when you think about the whole, things happen for a reason, I'm a firm believer in that. I don't know if you are. I don't necessarily believe in I'm not super mystical or I don't think, I'm trying to say this without saying it. I don't believe, okay, I'm trying to, a lot of people will say, oh, it was such a blessing, right? And the term blessing, I don't like. And the reason why I don't like the term blessing is because, regardless of what your political or not political, but religious affiliation is, when you say that you are blessed, for me, in my mind, it says that there is somebody or something or some being picking and choosing winners and losers. So if you're blessed, that means that somebody else isn't blessed. And so I was having this conversation with a friend of mine at the gym, right? And so whenever and it's kind of a joke, and I'm telling you something that I probably shouldn't be telling you. Whenever somebody says oh, I'm so blessed, right? I always sort of snicker and chuckle to myself. And it's gotten so kind of prevalent among my friend circle. Everybody knows that I feel this way. And when I explain it, look, it means that somebody's picking, you're blessed, you're not blessed. You're blessed, you're not blessed. This person is not blessed. The kid who has cancer, not blessed. You're blessed because your kid is healthy. It's kind of like that. And it goes kind of deep for me, right? And so when you think about it that way, right, it's instead of saying blessed, it's I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate that I'm healthy. I'm fortunate that I was born here. I'm fortunate. And Tiege Hanley is crazy fortunate that we did not get into Target as it stands right now. Now, it doesn't mean in the future we're not going to try or that we don't want to, but if you commit to that level that would have been required for us to commit, if it all of a sudden is pulled out from you like it was pulled out from some of my friends that I know that were in these establishments or in Target, it literally could ruin you. And so my one friend that was in Target is currently trying to figure out, okay, how do we fund, the growth of this, because profit was really good from the Target orders and stuff like that. And so it makes me just think, it makes me pause, and it makes me so incredibly thankful and grateful that we didn't get what we wanted. And I guess that is sort of the takeaway. Tiege Hanley is incredibly fortunate that we did not get into Target. And it is so incredibly, it's such, we dodged an Uzi, right? Because for whatever reason, it wasn't right. And it's interesting, right? Because sometimes you want something so bad it doesn't work out and you're really upset. But the truth is that that was the best thing to happen. It was kind of like, and I think about my fitness center, right? I was so upset and wanted it so bad. I would have literally sold both of my testicles and my kidneys if I could survive without them, right? I would have sold whatever to keep it going. But the universe or God or whoever is out there looking out for your boy Alpha was like, no, 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 no. This is over. You're done. And so it forced me to kind of move into a different direction. Lo and behold, I found, YouTube, I found video camera, I moved directions. But at the time, it was the only thing that I wanted and the most important thing in my life that I wanted other than like health and family and all that good stuff. But I would have done anything to get that. And there was a time that I think Tiege, Hanley, we were there, right? It's like, come on, Target. We were like, come on, invite us to the dance. We just want to play. Like, make us feel pretty, right? And so we did everything we could. We dressed up in a really nice dress. We put our makeup on. We presented really, really well. We did everything we needed and thought we needed to do in order to get invited to the ball. But guess what? Target was like, no, 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 I'm taking Brenda. She's much sassier. And I feel like she's going to be easier because at the end of the night, I'm looking to get a little Target action, right? And we're like, shit. What do we do, right? What are we going to do? How are we going to move on? Well, we're going to focus. We're going to be disciplined, and we're going to focus on the core things that we're good at, and we're going to double down on the things that we've been successful at. And we're going to focus. We're not going to get distracted by the shiny dance that's going on over there that we weren't invited to. We didn't even want it anyway, right? It's kind of how I feel. And lo and behold, look what happened. Look what happened. If we literally, I am not even exaggerating. It could have bankrupted our business and we would have been out of business. But instead, what did we do? We focused, we were diligent, and we've been working our asses off on the fundamentals. Fundamentals in terms of business are still sound. Do not forget that. I know that it gets sexy, thinking about all these things where, oh, we're doing this or we're doing that. At the end of the day, it's about the fundamentals. Doing the things that you need to do on a daily basis that isn't pretty, that's not sexy. It's breaking rocks a lot of times. But if you continue to break rocks and don't get distracted by shiny things and dudes that want to take you to dances or don't want to take you to dances, whatever, my analogy's whack, but you get it, right? Focus on the fundamentals. When it comes to business, when it comes to life, when it comes to success, it's still what works. Don't get distracted by the shiny objects. Focus on the fundamentals because the fundamentals are solid. Like these business questions, I'm going to try and answer. Oh, and I forgot. I forgot I would mention that I would tell you the Ollie story. If you guys want the Ollie story, that teeth whitening strip thing that I tried and got out of, and then they're owned. They're going on right now. It's owned by Brio, which is awesome. If you want that story, let me know. I will tell it. I promise. I forgot this time, and I had something I wanted to talk about, and I just remembered. I told you I'd tell you about it. If you want me to tell you about Ollie, down below, start it with, Alpha, tell us about Ollie, and maybe for a New Year's treat, right? Because the next vlog is going to be launching and dropping on New Year's. I will talk about Ollie on January 1st. If you want it, if not, then I'm cool not talking about it because, So anyway, how's that for a teaser? Speaking of teaser, let's go over some of these badass business questions. First one is from Mike Phillips. He said, Aaron, happy holidays. I've been a viewer since episode 1. What? Really? That's amazing. That's literally incredible. And it's hard to imagine you're doing Big Vlog 370. Actually, this is 371, even more impressive. Congratulations to you and Tiege. My question is about Amazon Direct Publishing and whether you think this can be a successful venture for somebody without an existing audience. Do you have experience with Amazon Direct Publishing? How did your How to Create and Grow a Business on YouTube book do, and how was that experience overall in hindsight? So, So it was terrible. It didn't do well. The dude that I did it with, he was a guy that published a lot of online like tutorials and courses, and he came to me and was like, hey, I think it'd be really great, but he required me to basically pitch it and promote it, and that's something I just didn't want to do. And so I think that it definitely is a viable option. So real quick, the Amazon publishing, like if you have something that you want to talk about or you want to write a book, you can self-publish it on Amazon. And then it's basically an Amazon product, and you can, get sales and reviews. And I think that it's something that a lot of people do really well at. I believe David at How to Beast I think that's kind of how he got started in the online business world. He was, creating these like tutorials and tip books on how to, date or talk to girls, and he started publishing on Amazon and then drove traffic to it. Now, the cool thing, what I'd recommend is you got to talk about something that people are interested in if you don't have a built-in audience. You also need to be able to advertise it somehow. Amazon, you can, advertise with Amazon, and Amazon advertising is amazing. But there are some other avenues that you could, even if you don't have a platform or an audience, that you could advertise on. Like Twitter has become, pretty good in terms of advertising, from what I'm hearing from my buddy Ryan at Show Me Off. Also, LinkedIn. There are things. It really depends on where or what you're talking about, what you're trying to sell in terms of the book. If it's just like a science fiction mystery thriller, I don't know. I have no idea. But if it's like a how-to tutorial or some type of tips, I think there definitely is a market for that. And if it's something that a lot of people are searching and there aren't many books or titles or topics, then you can probably do really well at it. But you just need to see. So good luck. Do it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So take the shot and give it a try. The next business question comes from our friend Aiden's Bog 2923. Sorry. Two of my mates and I are working on launching a small gadget we designed in high school and was receiving very well at presentation, or it was received well. People liked it. They thought it was cool. In your opinion, would you send the product to China to be manufactured in bulk? Also, for e-commerce, would you recommend making our own website for the product or selling through Amazon? Happy holidays, Alpha. Thanks. Enemies are awesome. Okay. Yes. So here's the deal. In terms of, so there are a few questions in here. So if you're making a cool gadget that people get a lot of use out of, I think that, if you can find a manufacturer here domestically or wherever you live, I think great. But the truth is that China will get it much cheaper than anywhere else, right? They've just nailed it, right? They have the product, they have the process done. There's nobody that can manufacture, cheaper or more affordably than China. They're also pretty accurate. But that being said, there are cons to having it made in China. A lot of times I've heard horror stories of people going over there to have their product made, and they're like, oh yeah, great, we can make this, right? They have the dye or whatever it is. I don't know what product you're selling, and so it's kind of hard to give you a really good answer, but they'll be like, oh yeah, cool, we'll make it for you, and then they just make their own version and they sell it, right, on Alibaba or wherever, and so other people then will put their logo or whatever, and then they've got your product. Depending on what the gadget is, you may want to look into some legal. I know it doesn't protect you 100%. A lot of times people that even have patents or trademarks, they go to China to have it made and it's knocked off immediately and they're still selling it. And it's really hard to go after somebody internationally like that. And so if you could find somebody domestically, you might want to try that, but chances are the price is going to be, it's going to be higher. And that's not to say that China can't do it or won't do a great job for you. It's definitely something to explore and look into. I think I just spit to see what is the difference. Is it half price? And I don't even know what the margin is. So it also depends on if you get it made here domestically and it's $10, right? You might have to charge $40. But if you can go to China, they can make it for $2. You might be able to sell for $20 or whatever. And so is that really going to dictate how much more you sell based on the price point? But it's a great problem to have. Congratulations. Now, in terms of where to sell it, you could do both. You could sell it on Amazon and you can sell it on your website. I would probably recommend doing both so that you're not an all eggs in one basket, because if Amazon kicks you off, you're done. Also, it's just a great marketplace though. So even if you're just selling on your website, a lot of people are going to Amazon to look for it. So I probably would recommend having it both places. Congratulations and good luck. The next business question comes from our friend Matteo TC 1468. He says, hi Aaron, I'm a big fan from Italy, following you for 8 years. Thanks, amigo. Or it's not amigo, what is Italian? Friend? I should know that, right? Anyway, I need to answer this question. In the company I work for, seems to be taboo for anybody to change their position. For example, if an engineer wants to become a project manager, the directors tend to keep him in the same role, preferring to risk losing the person to another company rather than teaching him a new position. We're talking about a small 70 to 80 people company in the field of automation, not a huge one. would like to know your take on the situation and how you would manage the situation where 3 to 4 of your employees want to move around and change what they do in the company. Sorry for the broken, you do. Your English is better than mine. All right, so how would I handle it? So they would basically not want to promote you to a new position. They want to keep you in the position, just move you around. So I guess it depends, right? It depends on, is there another opportunity for you to, or is there an opportunity for you to learn and grow at a different company, but would they hire you not having any experience? This is a really tough question, and I don't know that I'm going to really be able to handle it or answer it. I would probably talk to your management or do the diligence that you need to do in terms of, if you want to be a project manager, why are they hiring the people that they are to be project managers? Like, what skill set does that person have that you don't? What are they looking for when hiring them? And then how do you develop it? How do you get it? And then, maybe, have a conversation. They may not like to do it, but I'm sure they've done it in the past. And so, 70 to 80 people, still a larger company than most anything that I've ever had experience in. But, I don't know. I'm not sure. I wish I had a better answer for you. I would basically go to them and ask, what is it going to take? I want to do this. What do I need to do in order to do that, or, be hired in that position, and see what they say. They may say there's nothing you can do, or nothing, or whatever, get back to work. Or they may say, all right, well, you may be a special situation. You may be amazing, and you may be the type of person they want to lead a bigger team if you just do or manage or figure out a few extra skills. But it's an interesting problem, and paisano, right? You're my paisano. Anyway, that's what it is. I love you, and thank you for being Italian. Damn, there are actually quite a few business questions, and I'm running low on time. Guys, I'll tell you what. I'm actually going to answer one more question that's off topic, but if I didn't get to your question and you're watching this vlog, please give me something to talk about other than Ollie next week. All right, down below, start it with business question, copy and paste your question from last week, or copy and paste your new, or just tell me your new business question and ask your question this week. I promise I'll get to more of them. In the new year, I am going to do better at answering more questions. If you've got them. If you don't have them, I can't answer them. All right, so this last business question is from our friend Phoenix1699. He goes, a bit off topic, but you mentioned needing new clothes. I found myself in a similar situation. I'm self-employed in a pretty labor-intensive capacity. No need to dress up. Long story short, I have a lot of nicer clothes from previous life. They're all pretty ratty now, or mix and match. I found myself needing to dress up. Court, traffic tickets. What are you going to court for? Traffic tickets. Slow down. And realized I need to re-up my wardrobe. How should I, or could I, do that quickly, easily, and semi-affordably? Can you recommend a game plan or vendor where I can do a mass shop and get nice clothing, good quality, put me back in line for more formal events, occasions? So this is a great question, and one that a lot of guys struggle with, right? You want a new wardrobe, what do you do? And I have always said, a wardrobe is built, it's not bought. Unfortunately, it is impossible to go to one store or to give you like, do this, and you're gonna have a new wardrobe. Basically, what I would recommend is go through what you have, right? Clean out everything that you don't wear, that you don't like, and then make a list, all right? You need outfits for specific situations and occasions, right? Whether or not it's something formal, you need a suit. Okay, so a suit, that's easy, right? Go get a suit, you get a button-up shirt, you get a tie, you get some nice shoes, boom. I would say look at it more as an outfit and situation plan as opposed to new wardrobe completely. And then go backwards, right? Or you can do it in reverse. It's like, okay, casual, kicking it on Saturday. I'm running around town. What do I need? I need a nice pair of shoes that are casual, cool. I need a nice pair of jeans, maybe a pair of joggers or a pair of comfy casual pants, right? Start casual. I need 2 t-shirts. I need this. Like, make a list of the outfits that you want to build and then shop from there. And then just go through it. Unfortunately, it's impossible, like I said, to go to one store and just outfit you totally. It also is really annoying. If you've ever tried to go shopping for okay, I'm gonna go and buy 3 outfits or whatever, it's tiring. And so what I find easier for me is start with the foundation. Maybe start with shoes. Okay, I need to upgrade my shoes. I need 3 pairs of shoes. This is what I need. And then go. Once a week, go. And you do it, right? And then, okay, now pants. Let's move up. So I need jeans. I need 2 pairs of jeans, a dark wash, a little medium wash, and I need a casual pair of cotton pants, maybe a pair of dress pants to get dressed up. You go pants shopping. And then you go move up. Shirts. Okay, what do I need? Jackets, what do I need? Suits, what do I need? So maybe structure it that way and break it up into items or categories of items and then go out and shop. And that's pretty much the best way. In terms of where, it's really up to you. It's up to your budget. For staples, places like Banana Republic, the Gap, J. Crew, decent. Outlet stores, outlet malls, the quality isn't there anymore. And so I probably wouldn't recommend that in terms of having and buying clothing that's going to last you a long time. But department stores also, Macy's, decent. The clothing there, the selection has also unfortunately gotten shitty. Nordstrom, a little bit better. Place like Bloomingdale's, a little more expensive, but they're going to have higher quality things. But you can never go wrong with, in my opinion, Banana Republic. That has been, for me, even still today, a really great, solid option. They've got things in all different levels. You've got jeans, you've got chinos, you've got slacks, you've got nicer clothing. They even have suits. I wouldn't recommend buying a suit there. I'd go to Suit Supply. But they've got high quality stuff that's not going to necessarily break the bank. But a step down from there, like I said, is the Gap. Those places, I still think, give you some great style bang for your buck. Hopefully that helps. It probably didn't, but konnichiwa, and thank you all for being here. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thank you so much for everything, guys. As always, we love you more than our double monk strap shoes.